50 million animals are killed annually for the fur trade. That's about 2 million more than the population of South Korea. This includes mink, sable antelope, cats, and dogs. Now, the fur trade is a very unethical industry altogether, but it's also bad for the environment, is unnecessary, and very cruel to animals. The environment. All the products are treated with many chemicals such as chromium, ammonia, hydrogen peroxide, and formaldehyde. This also poses risks to all the workers in the industry who are constantly around that. Also, the animal waste pollutes local waters, which leads to an overgrowth of algae and can cause low oxygen levels, finally resulting in populations of fish dying off. Now, just being unnecessary, the animals are just used for one thing, just their fur. It's not like way back when the animals were used for their food, their bones were for shelter, for weapons, and then their fur for warmth. Now there's other options that provide just as much warmth. In Asia, they're working on synthetic acrylic knitted fabrics like the ones seen below. They're a lot more like real fur, and people like it a lot better because it's not so noticeable that it's fake. Now, cruelty. Many of the animals are underfed and dehydrated. They're confined in crowded cages and often turn to cannibalism. A lot of mothers who are pregnant will actually eat their young because that's all they're going to get. They're usually skinned alive. They may be clubbed, slammed on the ground, electrocuted, which just stuns them, but they're still alive. They can still feel everything. So after their skin is cut off, they're just kind of thrown to the side and left to die. Sometimes they can still move around and breathe and everything for 5 minutes, which is awful. Now, there are no penalties in China for this abuse. So there's not much that can be done from here whenever all that's going on over there. Now, the U.S. does ban importing, exporting, manufacturing, selling, advertising, transporting, or distributing of cat and dog fur. And there's a $3,000 to $10,000 fine per violation. Unfortunately, there are cat and dog furs that still make it over into the U.S. because of mislabeling in China. So sometimes it's intentionally mislabeled. So there's people going to buy one type of fur when it's actually, it could be a cat or a dog. So say no to fur. You can look for faux fur items. And some easy ways to tell are by looking at the skin. In the top picture on the bottom, you can see that the hairs are woven. So that's a pretty dead giveaway. Doesn't look like real fur. And then also, you can look at the individual hairs. Real fur will taper and they're pretty consistent in the thickness. As you can see in the bottom picture, that's faux fur, where there's different sizes or thickness of hairs. And then the tops are sometimes just cut flat across. So, to give you an idea of how many animals die just for one coat, there's 200 to 300 chinchillas, 15 to 20 dogs, 20 to 30 cats, or 60 to 70 animals. One thing that most people forget when buying fur products is there's always something left behind. And that's the animal who was skinned and just left for dead. Thank you.